The Mongolian Death Worm, the creature that should not exist. Deep in the endless emptiness of the Gobi Desert, where the landscape stretches for hundreds of kilometers without a single tree, where the wind carries whispers across ancient dunes, there is a legend that has terrified the people of Mongolia for generations. A creature said to live beneath the burning sands. A creature that does not leave footprints. A creature that appears without warning, kills in seconds, and disappears back into the earth. The locals call it the Olgoi-Khorkhoi, the Mongolian Death Worm. According to legend, this is not a normal animal. It is a monster that belongs somewhere between myth and nightmare. A giant worm-like creature that moves beneath the desert, waiting for unsuspecting travelers to cross its path. But the question remains: is the Mongolian Death Worm nothing more than an ancient legend created by frightened desert communities? Or is something unknown hiding beneath the sands of one of the most isolated places on Earth? This is the mystery of the Mongolian Death Worm. Descriptions of the Olgoi-Khorkhoi are surprisingly consistent among those who claim to have seen it. The creature is said to be between 1 and several meters long, with a thick, muscular body resembling a giant intestine or a blood-red worm. Its name, Olgoi-Khorkhoi, literally translates roughly to intestine worm, because witnesses often compare its appearance to the inside of an animal. Unlike ordinary worms, however, this creature is said to be deadly. Some stories describe it as having a smooth, dark red or brown body covered in a slimy surface. Others claim it has no visible eyes, no obvious head, and moves by pushing its powerful body through the sand like a living tunnel. But what makes the legend truly terrifying are its supposed abilities. According to Mongolian folklore, the death worm can kill in 2 ways. The first is through a powerful poison. Some witnesses claim the creature spits a corrosive yellow substance that can kill anything it touches. Others say the poison comes through direct contact with the creature's body. The second ability is even more mysterious. Some legends claim the worm can release electricity. According to these stories, the creature can kill a person or an animal from a distance without even touching them. A simple encounter with the Olgoi-Khorkhoi could mean instant death. For generations, Mongolian nomads have avoided certain areas of the Gobi because of stories about this strange underground predator. But are these only campfire tales? Or have people actually encountered something unknown? The legend of the Mongolian Death Worm existed long before Western explorers heard about it. For centuries, Mongolian nomads passed stories of the creature from generation to generation. Many considered it a real danger, something that lived far away from settlements but could appear when people traveled across the desert. One of the first Western accounts came from explorers studying Mongolia during the early 20th century. Travelers returning from the Gobi spoke about a strange animal described by locals, something that looked impossible according to modern biology. At the time, many outsiders dismissed these stories. After all, how could a giant worm-like creature survive in the harsh desert environment? But the stories continued. One of the most repeated accounts comes from Mongolian desert communities. According to the story, a group of nomads was traveling across the Gobi when they noticed something unusual moving across the sand. At first, they believed it was a large snake. But as they got closer, they realized it was something completely different. The creature was thick, almost as wide as a person's arm, and moved slowly across the ground. Witnesses described its body as dark red, wet-looking, and strangely smooth. The animals traveling with the group reportedly became frightened and refused to move forward. The nomads understood the danger immediately. They believed they were looking at the Olgoi-Khorkhoi. Instead of approaching, they quickly moved away from the area. The creature disappeared beneath the sand, leaving behind no clear tracks. For those who believe in the legend, this detail is one of the most disturbing. A large animal should leave evidence. But the death worm seems to vanish as quickly as it appears. One of the most famous modern stories connected to the Mongolian death worm comes from a Russian expedition into the Gobi Desert led by Ivan Makarov. The explorers were searching for evidence of the creature, hoping to finally prove whether the legend was real. During their journey, they interviewed local residents who claimed they had encountered the creature. One elderly man described an event from his youth. According to his story, he and several other men were traveling through the desert when they discovered something moving near a dry riverbed. At first, they thought it was an injured animal. But when they approached, they saw a strange worm-like creature lying partially exposed on the sand. The creature was enormous. It was thick, heavy, and unlike any animal they had ever seen. The men froze. Then, according to the account, one of them attempted to move closer. The creature suddenly reacted. It lifted part of its body and began moving aggressively toward them. The men panicked and ran. Seconds later, they heard a strange sound behind them, almost like an explosion. When they looked back, they saw a cloud rising from the ground. The old man believed the creature had released some kind of poisonous substance. Terrified, they continued running and did not stop until they were far away. When they returned later, the creature was gone. There was no body. No clear evidence. Only disturbed sand. Stories like this have fascinated cryptid researchers for decades because they contain one recurring theme. People who claim to see the creature rarely describe curiosity. They describe fear. Over the years, several expeditions have searched for the Olgoi-Khorkhoi. Researchers have traveled through the Gobi Desert using cameras, tracking equipment, and scientific methods. However, no confirmed evidence has ever been found. No remains. No photographs considered authentic. No captured specimen. The death worm remains exactly where it has always existed. Somewhere between legend and reality. So what could this mysterious creature actually be? There are several theories. Some cryptid researchers believe the death worm could be a real animal that science has not discovered. The Earth still contains unexplored regions, especially underground environments. Perhaps an unusual desert creature has remained hidden for thousands of years. Supporters of this theory point out that new species are still discovered today. However, critics argue that a creature large enough to kill humans would be extremely difficult to hide for so long. Scientists often suggest that the legend may come from real animals misunderstood by people. Some believe sightings could involve large snakes, reptiles, or unusual desert animals seen under extreme conditions. The human brain can also transform unfamiliar shapes into something much more frightening. A distant snake moving through sand could become a monster in a frightened person's memory. Another fascinating idea is that the death worm could be a surviving prehistoric creature. Some have suggested connections to ancient worm-like animals or extinct predators that somehow survived in isolated areas. While this idea is popular in fiction, there is currently no scientific evidence supporting it. But the idea of an ancient creature hiding beneath the Gobi sands is exactly what makes the legend so captivating. The Mongolian death worm remains one of the world's strangest cryptid legends. A creature that lives beneath endless desert sands. A creature described by generations of people. A creature feared by those who know the Gobi better than anyone. Maybe the Olgoi-Khorkhoi is nothing more than a story created around desert fires. Or maybe, somewhere beneath the ancient sands of Mongolia, something unknown is still waiting. Because sometimes the most frightening mysteries are not the ones we discover. They are the ones that remain hidden. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Mysteries from the Orb, and turn on notifications so you never miss another mystery from the shadows of our world. Share this video with someone who loves cryptids, unexplained creatures, and the mysteries that science has yet to solve. Until next time.